A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumwear, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings. Wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges. Ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night. Watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need the asking price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless, King.
What is going on, people? What is going on, people? It is Monday, August 29th. We are wrapping this month up. I appreciate you guys for checking in with me every Monday night at right around 9 o'clock. I think I was early. I was about 20 to 30 minutes early. I could have started this thing a little bit earlier, but I wanted to prepare myself and give you guys some time to get around not the campfire, the laptop, or the more than likely the phone. So I appreciate you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this information. Real quick housekeeping, of course, guys. Wednesdays it starts with me. Check out my brother Joel at the Tenacity Foundation. You can find that on YouTube, Tenacity Foundation. He drops a new interview every Wednesday at 12:30. He's been doing it strong. He's in the pocket. Go check him out. Fridays we have Community Beacon. Community Beacon each and every Friday at 6:30. Last week we summed up time. We spoke about time. We actually got a little bit into um, the student loan situation that occurred, where the president said that he will be canceling or forgiving. I don't know, whatever term you want to use, up to $20,000 worth of student loans, either 10 or 20, depending on whether a person took out the Pell Grant. I didn't personally think that was going to be as controversial as it was, but it did. What do they say when you stop the internet? So yeah, it was a huge topic. I think I lost one follower because of it. Okay, scene. Check that out. Of course, you also have my brother Beethoven Francois over at Podcast Plus, who drops the Hustler's Testimony. Go check him and his whole sleet of shows out. I think he has like 3 or 4 shows that he has currently on the podcast. So go check him out. Very well done, very professionally done. Small business out of Rivera Beach. And last but not least, Lou Moroto, who's doing the concealed weapons classes. Normally does them on Saturdays. Go check him out at Palm Beach Protection Group. If you want, I mean, if there was anything that you would hire a professional for, it would be learning your way around concealed weapons. So check Lou Moroto out over at the Palm Beach Protection Group. I actually need to put all this stuff in, and I will next time. All right, let's get into it. Because you guys know it's past my bedtime. I do this for the love of you all, I think. Let's get into some real estate news. We're gonna just jump real quickly onto what's happened. We normally get all of our information about a month later, so you'll be seeing information from July normally towards the end of August. That's when the NAR or most of the websites that do our statistics for the realtors, they have it normally at the end of the month. So we're getting some information then in regards to that I thought was important anyways, in regards to what's going on in our housing market. You see single family homes are up 421,000. I believe this is year over year. So we're at 412,000. And then of course condos are at 305,000. These are normally condos and townhomes in the state of Florida. This is pretty close to what we have going on in West Palm Beach. I probably would add this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Let's see what it says. The trend of improving for sales inventory continued in July. Okay, so we're seeing more homes come on the market. They're hoping that if more homes come on the market, we will ease the rising prices. I mean, sellers still want what sellers want. The median time to contract for an existing Condo townhouse was 13 days. Single family was 12 days. So if you currently have your home on the market and you haven't seen offers around your price or going under contract within this time, you might need a price reduction if you need to sell the property. It says market conditions can change quickly. They certainly can. And it's more so with the fear surrounding, what's going to happen with interest rates because they continue to be very volatile. So buyers are very wary about making purchases right now, um, because a lot of people don't know what they'll be able to afford with inflation going up. They may be able to afford the mortgage now. They don't know what's going to happen 6 months to a year from now. So that's the wariness. But if you have to sell, it's a great time to sell. Okay, and get a fair, a great market price. I mean, we're up, like I said, 16.1% at 412,000. Just for comparison, when I got into real estate, when I got into real estate sales in 2017, it was 275,000. So you're up about 125, 100 and what is that? 125, $137,000 from 2017. That's a heck of a way to gain some appreciation and equity. So check that out. There was something else I wanted to talk about in here. Let's see. I like this paragraph. Demographically, Florida is in a great position with the bulk of state millennials moving into prime age for first-time home purchases. Not to mention the high level of interest in Florida among out of state buyers. Yep. Investors, retirees, untethered workers. Florida is a great place to live. I had a realtor who's in Jersey right now, and I said, I'm going to take some time off in the next month, and he said, "Well, where do you guys go for vacation if you live in Florida?" Like, might do like a staycation, but it's right. I mean, most people want to get around beaches, etc., and we're so close to them, and so it's kind of hard to differentiate. But I will be taking a break. Rents around the states have increased substantially. They have. Um, so it's not as though renting has become more attractive relative to buying. It hasn't. We simply can't ignore the impact that these higher mortgage rates and home prices are having on the market. We should expect the number of transactions to reflect that as a result over the next several months. We are definitely going to see a stabilization, and I'll get to that in a second. The state median sales price, we spoke about that, 412. Okay, I already spoke about that. On supply side of the market, the trend of easing inventory, active listings continued rising year over year. We're seeing more active listings. People are, you know, because of the whole situation, the pandemic or whatever, everything kind of, no, people were scared to leave. Now they are moving. The supply of single family existing homes increased to a 2.5 month supply, which is way up from, it was a little less than a month supply of homes, while existing condo properties are at 2.1. And just so you all know, a balanced market is really it's about 4 to 6 months, but 2.2 is pretty good from where we came from. According to the Freddie Mac, interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is at 5.41%, so that's up, and it's also significantly higher from the 2.87% during the same month a year earlier. Oh my gosh, people are gonna cry when they think about not having refinanced or buying a property last year if they had the opportunity to. I mean, it was. You got to think if you that was one of my arguments with the student loans. If you have a loan under 3%, it's almost fiscally irresponsible to pay that loan if it's under 3%. I mean, it's almost like free money. So shouts out and kudos to those of us who did buy a prop or did move property last year and the year before that, or in the year before that, with those low interest rates. Those were excellent times to buy properties in South Florida. All right, great. Let me tell you guys something where I dropped the ball on the four agreements. I didn't crack that book in the month of August, so I will be cracking that book come September. Um, Great book, great book. I read it through back to back and front, but I did say I would spend an entire month just reading one agreement. I did it the prior 3 months, and then I got to the fourth agreement and I dropped the ball. So I will be reading that come September. That'll be my chapter that I'll be reading. All right, so let's get into the let's get into the crux of this situation. Let me get a drink of water. If I don't get too excited, this won't be long. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about my thought process on how to deal with challenges, deal with changes, deal with just doing different things in life, whether it be business, personal, etc. And so I had like the concepts of three things, and I'll just do a quick recap of how I do my steps. And the first step was awareness. I think everything starts with awareness. You have to know, what is working for you, what's not working for you, who you are overall, but essentially awareness. Where am I? What kind of pain am I having? And how do I need to relieve this pain? Okay? Awareness. Oftentimes that's probably one of the hardest things to do, because especially if you've been doing things for years. Most of us have been doing things the same way for years and don't know the reason why. Awareness is saying, hey, does this work for me? Does this not work for me? Okay, so now we're aware it doesn't work for me. What's the next step? The next step we go into is acceptance. I accept that this is what I do. I accept the circumstances. It's nobody else. This is the accountability stage. It is me, right? This is me. I accept it. I am this, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't want to give it an example because I just don't. Okay, so you accept where you are in life. You accept these things that no longer serve you, these habits that may no longer serve you. The final step is, and this is where the work comes in. This is the final step is the adjustment step. I mean, the other things were work. There's always awareness and acceptance. That is work, more mental though. This is when you start to get into the action phase of it. This is making the adjustment. This is making the adjustment. I think most people get stuck in between the awareness and the acceptance. Like it's a back and forth. Who knows how long that takes? But it just tends to be a real good back and forth between awareness and acceptance. It's a tumultuous road because it's mental, right? Like you can't quite put your finger on it. It's mental. So a lot of people go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. Well, how can we stop going back and forth? What is that we do? We need to say, okay, we accept it. The moment we accept it, you need to, because I, okay, so you need to gain some clarity around it, right? But I don't know which one will come first, because originally when I wrote this down in regards to making an adjustment, I said that then you seek clarity for the situation, you seek understanding. Once you accept it, you seek clarity, you seek understanding. But I think these two things should go hand in hand. And the reason being is that if you don't do anything, you have the risk of going back, backwards, and going in between that awareness and that acceptance phase, and not going to the adjustment phase. So I mean, because it's so easy to go backwards because it's comfortable, it's what you know, etc. So it's tough to go back there. So here's what I think. Here's what I'm thinking. And this is what I'm going to use moving forward. Is that you gain clarity and you do action at the same time. There's a saying, it goes ready, it's ready, aim, shoot. But maybe it's ready, shoot, aim. And the shooting and aiming come at the same time. And of course, it depends on you know what it is, because obviously you have to do risk versus reward, etc. But this is that clarity and that action, clarity, action at the same time, moving, making, taking action, which is not is more is massive action. because you need to get into momentum. You need to start getting the ball rolling in the direction it is that you want to go. And of course, once you make that adjustment, like I spoke about last week, then you start to perfect everything. So yeah, it's action and gaining clarity at the same time. We can do two things at the same time. I just know we can. All right, guys, that's it. Very simple. I will see you guys on Friday for Community Beacon, if not earlier than that, but definitely on Friday, God willing, if the creek rises, unless the creek rises and the floods come, whatever that saying is. But I will see you on Friday. I appreciate you all for checking in. Remember, like, subscribe, share. I love you guys. But you need to like, subscribe, and share. Been doing this for a year, and I'm telling you, it just helps out. Engage, comment. Let me know what you think about that, and I'll get back to you. Peace.
A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumware, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings, wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edge and ski on the slopes of life. Slide down the Ave at night, watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need the asking price.